Report number 10733, Class Alpha, submitted by witness on Tuesday, February 22nd, 2005. Observed. Me and my family had moved to the Montgomery County area in October of 2001. In December, I had noticed an old logging road leading into the Sam Houston National Forest from the subdivision which was still under development at the time. I haven't hiked since I was a teenager, so I decided to see where this road went when weather permitted. In April of 2002, I had taken some vacation time from work, and one afternoon after mowing, I thought I would go for a walk. A routine I continued for several days, going further down the road and deeper into the woods with each trek. I had seen evidence of deer, hog, squirrel, and even bear in the area. On the sixth day, I walked by an area that had springs on both sides of the trail, which alternated sides every so often. I noticed on this trip there was no animal sounds or activity, and I felt watched. So I stopped and I surveyed my surroundings, and to the east of me, about 25 yards in the thick underbrush, something quite robust in size and dark in color seemed to be crouched between a couple of trees looking in my direction. I thought it was a large hog or maybe a bear, so I turned south, heading toward home, and this creature moved along with me, keeping a distance of approximately 15 to 30 yards between us at all times. We continued this kind of cat and mouse routine for about 20 to 25 minutes. I stopped to relieve myself. Then suddenly, I don't know what possessed me to turn into the woods toward this creature. It stopped and crouched very low to the ground and remained perfectly still. I had gotten into about 10 yards, and I got wind of a strange odor, and I can't describe it. I heard a low, guttural growl coming from the creature's area. I could see it was dark in color and almost lying in a prone position, much like a sniper, lining up a shot. It and human-like legs, only very hairy. I could make out thick arms and shoulders, also covered with thick hair, probably no more 1 to 2 inches in length. It was down almost as if it was trying to hide its face. I would estimate it to be no more than 6 feet tall. The hair on my neck stood up when I heard movement of something large moving in the woods from across the trail behind me. I moved quickly back onto the trail, and it seemed I wasn't being followed, so I slowed my pace, and by this time I was about 100 to 125 yards from the point I had urinated. I turned and saw this dark figure walk upright out of the east woods and stop at my puddle area. It squatted for a few seconds, then it stood up and looked directly at me for a few more seconds. Its head turned abruptly toward the west woods, and much larger dark being came slightly into view. They both watched me as I backpedaled, watching them for another dozen or so yards, when I decided home was the best place to be and ran off. Also noticed, over the next 3 years of living in that area, I would often feel being watched when I was outdoors. Loud crashing sounds from the woods, times of no animal activity at all, and my dogs would growl fearfully towards the woods. Occasional chattering and screams, foul odors, sticks and debris coming from the woods, and even eye shine one evening about 8 feet from the ground. Neighbor at the time said she heard grunts and groans some nights, and her dog would shake. Other witnesses, none. Other stories, none. Time and conditions, 2 to 4 p.m., clear and sunny. Follow-up investigation report. The witness told me that his first impression upon having the encounter was bear or hog. He was originally from the eastern United States and had seen bears before. However, after just a little time had transpired, he realized he was not encountering a bear or a hog, but something much more unique. The witness had the impression, after hearing a very large animal moving through the woods, that he had perhaps seen a younger animal, and then a much more mature and larger animal appeared. Although the witness, a combat veteran, felt some fear, he did not feel threatened when he first encountered the smaller animal. It was not until he heard the crashing through the woods of a large animal, presumably the larger animal he later saw emerge from the woods, that he began to be genuinely frightened. The witness had wondered before his encounter whether or not Sasquatch-like animals actually existed. Well, after his encounter with these two strange animals, he became convinced that Sasquatch-like creatures are indeed no myth. Have a great day from SCSO.